Alrighties, so let's talk about the secret tea. So guys, look, yeah, I wanted to let you know one of our latest services that we're adding into my talent agency's offerings, and it does have to do with the secret tea. So here's what I discovered. I discovered a lot of people don't really know how to plan content. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be adding a new service for how to plan your content. So it's going to be a little login credentials that you're going to get. It's going to be a little website you're going to log into it. And what the service does, it allows you to plan your content. So it's going to have basic capabilities of planning your content with a calendar feature and all sorts of basic things that you could do. So this way you could continue staying honest in your work across from one week to another week, etc., etc. It's going to be a basic service. We're going to add that, but it's for now it's kind of like a less priority over other projects that are taking over, and other projects are all revolving around the secret tea. So check this out, the secret tea, guys. The secret tea is, man, like literally, guys, we're whipping out some automations on threads that produce incredible results. So the secret tea has to do with threads marketing, and of course it has to do with Freedom Fusion automations. So guys, look, this is the secret tea. I already told you about it in previous workshops what it is, but basically it's just gamified cohorts across multiple threads accounts tied to a very productive video that has to do with bunch of template CapCuts, viral template CapCuts from Stranger Things or anything like that. So here's what I discovered. It's like all that needs to be happening, guys. If you wanted to sell the product, sure, you gotta have a little bit of testimonial, you gotta have a bunch of other angles. But the secret tea that I discovered is very simple, guys. It's very simple, extremely simple. Guys, here's what I discovered that works best, and I already described that, what works best. I already described it to you in previous workshops, so definitely watch it. I may need to make them live, but this works for our talent agency. So this formula works like a clock. It managed to generate like gazillions of views, exponential results, guys. So when I discovered that this works, I immediately started providing instructions for my talent agency to operationalize whatever one of those discoveries. So the biggest discovery that we made was using gamified cohorts on threads across multiple social accounts with viral templates, like from like Stranger Things or any other templates that are viral on CapCut. So basically that's the tea. As soon as we got the tea, boom, it was smooth sailings, thousands of views, exponential results. So now like we got literally, guys, I don't even know like if I could even explain that to you, because you wouldn't understand anyway. So I didn't even bother. I'm not even going to bother explaining. Instead, what we did, we just operationalized everything into automations. You just press a button, and this is called JaxPaws system, and it covers TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Facebook. You just press a button, and it literally just guides you, and then your video goes viral. Now, guys, it's not just one video. It's not just like how you create the video. It's not just that, guys. It's a combination of positioning, distribution, and content creation all in one. But it works like a clock. I'm going to quickly kind of describe to you the workflow, but it's going to be sort of like getting a neural surgery. So I hope you're ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and like literally spit out the steps. Okay, guys? But before I do, let me see what the comments are saying. Bye, I gotta go. Hello, what happened? Yeah, guys, what I'm spilling the tea, the secret tea, the secret tea that can generate thousands of dollars for you. Now all you gotta do is just press a button and press a button, and the tea will just come to you. Now, if you wanted to get that tea, it's part of our JaxPaws system. And of course, guys, take a look at freedomfusionsystem.com/JaxPaws. It's not free. This is like, we are charging a lot of money for that. We already got a lot of folks like literally expressing interest, guys, because it took a really long time to figure this out. Now, if you are like low on money, you could take a look at ThreadStack. We do provide some automations in ThreadStack. This is our low ticket offer, but the latest T that we discovered that works like a clock, that's packaged inside of JaxPos. So ThreadStack is going to give you some creativity. It's going to give you some missing links that you have in your skill set to get you close enough to kind of how should I say this? JaxPos is like a real T, but if you don't expand that T and like fill in the gap with some creativity that you obviously learn from ThreadStack, and then of course it's not going to be as effective. But if you do both ThreadStack and JaxPos, sheesh, it's going to be smooth sailing for you guys. So what I mean by that, look, essentially just think about it. Like, you're trying to go viral, right? You're trying to get your threads blown up. Let me just give you a comparison. What was happening before I used JaxPos and what was happening after I started using JaxPos. So this way you could kind of get a glimpse and understanding of how effective this is. Okay, before JaxPos I was getting maybe 10 to 20 views per thread. After JaxPos, boom, 50,000, 60,000 views on thread. So guys, exponential, like insane results, exponential. Now, because of how exponential results are, like there's no way I'm gonna be able to even explain it to you. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to explain it to you, but I do warn you though. I do warn you guys. It's like getting a neural surgery in your brain, trying to understand this. So what I'm gonna do. I'm going to describe it to you, but don't even try to understand it, okay, guys? Don't even try to understand it. I'm just going to quickly, like, literally blast out exactly what works, what generates those viral videos like crazy. And then if you're interested in doing this manually, you most certainly can execute that manual. But, like, honestly, guys, it's like, I mean, it took me a while to figure this out. And there's no way in hell that I would have been able to figure this out if I wasn't building the actual brands themselves. So check this out. This is basically the T. So the T is, you gotta have a bunch of Threads accounts for each brand. So for example, in our case, we have JaxPos, Freedom Fusion Detailing, Freedom Fusion System, and my personal account, Threads account. Those are the like multiple Threads accounts. So that's the first part of the puzzle, first part of the secret T, guys. You gotta have multiple Threads accounts. The second part is you gotta have fire content. And when I say fire content, I'm talking about fire content, the same type of content that you see me create on YouTube, with beautiful fonts, absolutely stunning looking content, that kind of content. That's the second part of the T. Then the third part of the T, guys, is the positioning of topics. Those topics are so fire. Like, here's the reason why. Even if you have content that is incredible, unless you have those positioning topics, it's going to be next to impossible to break through. Luckily, we managed to break through, and as soon as we discovered how this works, we immediately documented everything in those automations and operationalized all of them. So right now, we just push a button, boom. It's just smooth sailing. It just guides us through the whole process for generating viral threads. And we just, like, literally, guys, if I had to compare the difference between not doing this and doing that, if you only use TikTok, you're only gonna get like maybe 80 views or something. If you do it this way, with threads, it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's just so much better. So yeah, now, so what was exactly the secret? So the secret, guys, was, I mean, man, like, there's no way you're going to be able to even understand it for me to even describe the secret. You know what? I'm not even going to describe the secret. You're just going to have to purchase the JaxPos system. So yeah, just go to JaxPos, guys. You're going to see the system, see for yourself. And then when you're ready to pull the trigger and get it for yourself, definitely this is going to be something worth it. Now, what exactly are we doing in our talent agency? We're doing a couple of things. After I discovered how, like, go viral on threads and introduce like exponential results, I immediately gave instructions to my talent agency to begin operationalizing Freedom Fusion automations into distinct workflows. So this way, all those workflows are so easy to consume. Our talent agency could just like click a button and boom, the viral thread is created, and we don't really have to worry about like views or anything like this. It's just on cruise control. So this was one of our big problems, like trying to figure out how to views, because we had crickets for views on threads. We only had like 10 views on threads from a typical post thread. As soon as we use JackSpas, right now our talent agency is reaping the rewards. We literally hit viral with pretty much like any kind of thread that uses the system goes viral. Now, here's the cool part about it. There's no way that you'll be able to replicate that unless you have a couple of threads accounts, couple of brands, and using the same system that we're using to combine those viral CapCut templates together with positioning and different types of topics. There's just no way on earth that you're going to be able to produce those results, especially consistently, guys. There's like no way. I tried it at first. By luck, I managed to crack the algorithm. And as soon as I cracked it, immediately we operationalized this for our agency. We're using it for brands and UGC, pet UGC creators. So when they reach out to us, we like literally tell them, look, this is our system. We'll help you organize content. This is how we do it. You just press a button and your threads go viral. Then brands run to you. You do collabs, get on a retainer, and get commission plus extra gravy. So guys, like obviously some of you are gonna be like, well, I don't get it. That's kind of a neurosurgery to me. Guys, I don't expect you to get it. I told you this is complex. Like this is, you gotta understand, guys, I'm a full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer. None of this is easy from just, if I was to just kind of explain things and they're like, yo, you know what, do this, it's just not gonna register, which is why we don't even bother explaining things anymore. What we do instead, we just operationalize everything into Freedom Fusion automations. You just press a button and it just does everything for you. Now we're doing it for our brands, for our car detailing brand and for our luxury pet brand. For both luxury brands, we're doing that, and we're crisscrossing brands together. Not only, and what I mean by crisscrossing, there's an actual terminology for that, but I forgot what my digital tailor told me, like what's the name of it. But she did, when I described it to her, because she was guiding me, she already reached her goals. She made like 100 G's or something, 140 or 50, 150 G's already just this year alone. So when I asked her about it, I told her, look, I think I cracked the code and I discovered how to go viral on threads. I described the process. She gave me some technical word for that. I was like, oh my God. And she told me that my digital tailor, her mentor told her like everything, whatever happened to me, described like in detail, because she analyzed my use case with her mentor. And they basically started like discussing it in class, etc. How, you know, there's this guy, Ron Wells, who was literally getting his fire blown up by Pepsi. A lot of like big companies noticed the marketing, but regular people didn't notice. So we're gonna break down the case and see how that works in class. So they broke it down. My digital tailor told me about it. I explained to her how I went out, like how I literally went viral with threads, and how I was able to repeat it multiple times using multiple brands by, you know, combining them together. So she gave me the word. I don't remember the word, guys. I got to give it to you some other time. But one thing I could tell you, I could describe to you how I was able to do that, but I just don't know the terminology. Like all I did, guys, was literally just fired up a bunch of brands, and I kind of like, this is what I did. Before I even tell you the steps, this is what I did. My problem was I have so many brands, but I don't feel like creating different pieces of content all the time for those brands. It's time consuming. I have multiple brands. I need to do this quick. I don't want to be thinking like, oh man, like what am I going to do for car detailing? What am I going to do for pet brand? What am I going to do for my talent agency? What am I going to do for this, for that? Man, forget about it. Like I was super lazy. I needed to have an easier way to do that. So that was like my original problem. Like, how do I combine all those brands together in as easiest way possible? And upon thinking about this problem, I managed to figure out a way that apparently is being used by multiple brands, but it's just they don't really talk about it. Or should I say they talk about it, but maybe just I never really focused on this. I never really thought much about it, because I was never in a situation where I would have multiple brands and I'm like crisscrossing them together and trying to figure out a way for how to like combine content in a way where one piece of content that gets produced applies to both brands, and both brands simultaneously just blow the fuck up. I didn't really have this mentality before. But then when I was like, oh, wait a second, how do I actually do that with multiple brands? How do I produce content once but get results across multiple brands simultaneously? That was my question. And of course, guys, as soon as I cracked the puzzle, it was smooth sailing. As soon as I cracked it, it was smooth sailing. So guys, look, I'm going to be revealing to you the system. It's already, you could take a look what it looks like in case if you want to see how our talent agency already doing this for UGC creators. We have already some UGC creators expressing interest, not many, but few of them. If you want to take a look and see what it looks like, you could go to freedomfusionsystem.com/JaxBoss. Now, keep something in mind, guys. This is not for everybody. Meaning, like, if you don't have a brand, well, guess what? It's okay. You could still collab with other people, with other freedom founders. But if you are like a freelancer mentality and want somebody to pay you or anything like that, then we're not for you. I'm sorry, we're not for you. We do things based on results, not based on effort. So the way it works, the way this our latest automation that is part of JaxBoss, the way it works, it's called Threads Pet Automator. So what it does is a bunch of freedom founders join in gamified cohorts on Threads, and basically instead of being like free for all kind of thing where you're getting your brain cooked trying to figure out how to make money and getting frustrated, instead you team up with other freedom founders in a gamified cohort and promote a product using our Freedom Fusion automations, using Freedom Fusion automations like, for example, Threads Pet Automator or TikTok Pet Automator or YouTube Pet Automator. But the bottom line is you're not alone. You're doing this together with freedom founders based on the system that has been already beta tested and works and produces viral threads. So instead of like being completely cooked, like being in 200 view jail on TikTok, getting no results whatsoever, getting frustrated, not making any money, instead of being like that, a broke person, instead what you do, you join our gamified cohort of freedom founders and you literally use our systems. And of course, when you join, you're going to be given the system, JaxBoss system. You're going to be creating threads, and you're going to be doing that, and you're going to be reposting those threads using those systems. Exactly. Threads Pet Automator is going to be guiding you. YouTube Pet Automator is going to be guiding you. TikTok Pet Automator is going to be guiding you. So you're going to have concrete, replicatable system called JaxBoss that's going to be packed with those Freedom Fusion automations that is going to be guiding you. So the bottom line is, guys, the first question you got to ask yourself, are you ready? Are you ready to be making money? Because as soon as you produce those results, as soon as you start using JaxBoss system, just imagine, guys, one thread alone hit 43,000, and another thread hit 20,000. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the difference between getting like 10 views and getting, I don't know, like 60,000 views? Can you guys imagine? That's basically what the system did with one push of a button. With one push of a button, this is what the system did. Now, what is involved, guys? What is involved? You gotta have CapCut, that's number one. You gotta have an iPhone, that's number two. And you gotta have Threads, that's number three. And you gotta have, like, if you don't have a lot of Threads accounts, that's okay, don't worry about that. You could be part of our gamified cohort, promoting our luxury pet brand, and of course promoting other brands in the process. Now, if your thread or anybody else's thread produces results and we end up making a sale, everybody gets paid as part of the pot. So this way it's not free for all where you're cooking your brain, trying to figure it out like, man, am I gonna make any money on commission on any of that? Guys, like, this is the beauty about our product, about our system. It's completely designed in a way that it works collectively with other freedom founders. All you do, you just press a button on your iPhone and it guides you through the whole process for what to do, how to do it, and you get all the content too from JaxBoss, from car detailing brand. So this way you don't have to worry about that content either. You just literally do exactly as we show you and you replicate it. You're gonna have your own pot of gold. You're gonna have your own pot of content from a Google Drive. On that Google Drive is connected to Freedom Fusion System CRM as well. So you're gonna also have access to Freedom Fusion System CRM. This way you could like blast content across socials, multiple socials like Blue Sky, Threads, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Buy Me Coffee, etc., 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 and simultaneously also have access to Freedom Fusion automations. Those Freedom Fusion automations are automations like TikTok Pet Automator, Threads Pet Automator, YouTube Pet Automator. You run those automations, guys, and it's gonna be smooth sailing. You're gonna be so happy. You're gonna be producing results. You're gonna be finally, guys, free. If you guys haven't made any sales, the reason why is because number one, you are missing positioning. And of course, this is complex terminology. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna say, number one, you're missing positioning. Number two, you're missing distribution. And number three, you're missing actual like hybrid skills of like how the hell do you build this? How do you build that content that is gonna resonate? So all three of those pieces, guys, you're missing. Now, some of you will be like, no, I have a fire content. Guys, for all practical purposes, maybe you do. But if you're missing positioning, it doesn't matter how far that is. Guys, like one of my videos, literally on TikTok only had 80 views. On Threads, 60,000 views. What does it tell you? Is it a bad content or not? Guys, it has nothing to do with content. If your content is great, it has nothing to do with content. It's with positioning, but positioning is only gonna achieve with a proper placement of content and appropriate channels. And of course, you're not gonna be able to figure that out where to place it. Your brain is not like fast enough to figure this out, but AI's brain is fast enough and it could figure this out for you. But what our systems does, it combines your brain together with AI and with our brand and other people's brands who want to collab with one another. And we put them in one pot of gold, where we allocate a little bit of content for you, a little bit of content for another Freedom founder, and combine both of you guys together. Or additional, like sometimes there's 3 or 4 or 5 Freedom founders, depending on which season you join. So if you join Threadskitball season 1 and decided to play Threadskitball with other Freedom founders, you joined it, you get your own pot of gold. That gold you distribute, that gold you can utilize right away. That gold is gonna be like that content. And this way you don't have to worry about creating content. If you don't have a beautiful life and don't have a way to create that content, then you will get that content. So that's no longer going to be a problem. Positioning is going to be your problem if you don't use the system. Now, guys, sooner or later, you're going to start discovering that there's certain problems in your content. The type of problems that you're going to have to face, the type of problems, trials, and tribulations that you're going to have to discover. Now, it's going to be very hard for you to discover and go through those trials, triumphs, and tribulations unless you pull the trigger. Guys, you got to pull the trigger. If you haven't made any money, you got to pull the trigger. That trigger means pay for that $295 per month for JackSpa's system. This is the system that will help you discover freedom, guys. Now, keep something in mind. It's not going to be instant right away. It will take a little bit of, we will need to fill in the gaps. There's certain gaps of creativity in your skill. JackSpa's system makes it easy for you to kind of unlock some of those gaps, but at the same time, you got to fill them in. You're going to discover what those gaps are when you start using JackSpa's. But ThreadStack is that's what's going to fill in all of those gaps. Okay, guys? So ThreadStack is what's going to fill in the gaps that JackSpa's missed. Okay? So that's basically what I wanted to say. Now, that's it for now, guys. But I'm super excited that you already learned the secret tea. This tea is going to help you become rich in 2026. Guys, I became a millionaire fairly quick, but now it's your turn. Now I want you to become a millionaire next. So the question is, will you become a millionaire? Will you be consuming the tea? Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Take care.